Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome to Tunisia's Locks. How is everybody doing in this beautiful January of 2021 with all of this stuff that is happening around us? I hope that you are holding your vibration, staying positive, and cultivating a positive inner landscape. Welcome to the channel, Tunisia's Locks, Beauty Tips, and Potpourri. Check out my video that's going to be coming out in a couple weeks. I think it's in the queue about the Il Maquillage review. I got that makeup, you know, that commercial you see on YouTube with people putting on this foundation and it just does all this magic. Well, I got that stuff and it's going back. But anyway, welcome to the channel today. I just wanted to talk about something I've talked a lot about on this channel, but for the new subscribers and a lot of folks who are on their sister locks or micro locks journey, I just wanted to talk about some of the benefits of sister locks or micro locks. You hear me saying a lot about sister locks today as it relates to the brand. I have some issues with the brand, but in terms of the locks, when you find a reputable, professional, and energetically sound individual to install your locks, there are just so many benefits to this hairstyle. I cannot say enough with gratitude how grateful I am for the entire concept, regardless of some of the gripes that I have and share with many of you as it relates to certain issues that we experience with installation, some thinning issues, and a lot of the other things that you ladies bring up on the channel. That's a separate issue. The hairstyle I love, and I really wanted to share my experience in terms of some of the things that you can look forward to or some of the benefits that you should be experiencing once you have sister locks installed or micro locks, whatever it is that you choose to have them installed. And by the way, I think the next 4 or 5 videos I'm going to be examining a new tool with each video. So make sure if you don't have your notifications turned on, personalized videos, that you turn those on by clicking that little bell. Don't forget to like, share, or subscribe. And if you are interested in being a part of the S-Locks movement for change, where I'm gathering information from sisters and some of the experiences that many of you are having as it relates to the loss of your sister locks or thinning and so forth, in the event that we end up doing something with that information later, I'm compiling a database of those of you who are experiencing certain problems. I think it's important that we begin to dialogue more about some of the realities that many of us are experiencing with regard to hair loss. I happen not to be one of them. I've had my locks for 9.5 years. I believe this summer in June or July I'll be right at 10. But I'll say this, as I've said before, and you guys who have purchased my Melanin Magic hair oil, my Miracle Grow hair oil, I feel is by and large a major reason why my locks, see how thicker my hairline has gotten? My hairline is not that thick. It never was. But I use this stuff religiously. I've been using this since maybe after the first 6 months, or at least before the end of the first year. And I've used it religiously. Now, I did put my recipe on the channel in my first probably 6 months of videos. You can search the channel and you can make it yourself. This is a little bit different formula that works better for my hair in terms of length control and in terms of weightlessness and so forth. So this is my new go-to oil, but it has some of the same constituencies with the addition of some and the taking out of others of my essential oils. I do believe in putting quality products in my hair, and I do say that outside of the picking that I've done during my obsessive years with sister locks and taking out lint, my hair has done very well. I've had a few friends who had locks installed a few years before me, and my hair has far outpaced their hair. And I will say to you that it has everything to do with some of the things that I've done over time with my hair in terms of my vitamin regimen, my overall health, my intake of a lot of water. But what I put topically directly on my hair to give my scalp the nutrition that it needs to generate cell renewal, to help my follicles and root beds stay healthy, and to really condition my hair and strengthen it to the point that although I've used multiple dyes throughout the time of having my locks, although I have picked at them, my hair is still in excellent condition. And I will just show you. It has gotten quite long. I mean, gosh, it's very long. I'm only 8 weeks into my last retightening, and I think this time I'm going to go just a little bit earlier than I normally go. But if you were to look at my locks over time, you will see that this area has thickened tremendously. I take quite a bit of care of this area, and I do my own retightenings in this area before I actually go and get a retightening 90% of the time. But anyway, this video is not about that, but I just felt it was important as we talk about some of the benefits of sister locks to discuss the fact that it can be very beneficial in terms of the health of your hair, because you're not utilizing a lot of the synthetic ingredients on your hair in terms of relaxers and so forth that you may have before. Now, right now, I do have a rinse in my hair. Prior to this, I dyed, I think maybe 8, 9, 10 times over the last few years. I did it consistently for about 3 months prior to going to the rinse, which gives me a lot more longer lasting color, which I like. But it's very healthy for your hair most of the time, notwithstanding certain issues that you may have with getting reties too frequently or having a loctician who tightens too tight and some other things that I discuss in my other videos. Second thing is it frees you from the tyranny of hair enslavement. You wake up every day with beautiful hair and very little thought that needs to be given as to what it is you're going to do with your hair. You're not spending hours a day or hours each week worried about your hair. It really frees you to focus on other more important areas of your life that you need to be able to focus on. This is probably one of the biggest benefits. The third thing I like to say is fundamentally, it saves you money over time. I'm a firm believer in that, with the exception of those people who simply do their own hair all the time anyway. Now, I was one of those people who did my hair all the time anyway. I think I've gone to the beautician 3 or 4 times in my entire life. Seriously. So anything that I spent on my hair was related to the products I was using in my hair, or the relaxers, or the coloring, or the instruments like the curling irons and so forth and so on. Outside of that, though, I didn't spend that much money on my hair anyway. But even when I look at those costs, considering the fact that I will get a retightening every 2.5 to 3 months, you consider that's about 4 times a year, and I'm spending about $130, not including the tip. But let's say I spend $130, you're still looking at about what, $520 a year. Let's say $600 a year on retightenings. I could see ways that buying curling irons, blow dryers, relaxers, and things of that may not necessarily measure up to that, but depending upon what else I do to my hair, I could easily hit that number. And many women today who may be buying wigs or using extensions, or doing individuals, or buying a lot of products, shampoo, hairstyling devices, all of those things, barrettes and so forth and so on, you're going to get someone to do your hair, you can easily exceed that. So it's going to save you money. The other benefit of having locks is that, number 5, is that it is going to shore up your self-esteem, or it's going to force you to have to come to terms with everything that is on the inside. It's more of a spiritual journey in so many ways. One of the ways that it's a spiritual journey is that as you go through the process of coming back to self, or really getting more in touch with your natural beauty, it sets into motion a series of awakenings, if you were not already in that space, where you begin to accept yourself more on one level. In another way, it helps you to begin to identify less with how you look outwardly, and to be more grounded in your inner identity and your self-worth and self-esteem, separate from the outer edifice. And one of the ways in which I guess I experienced a quantum leap in that particular area had a lot to do with the fact of when I went through the awkward stage with my locks, which lasted for over a year. It lasted for some years. When the locks start to rebel and you go through the teenage period, even a few months after install, depending upon the texture of your hair, when your hair starts to do different things and it starts to bunch and the locks don't look the way they did when they compressed, they don't look anything like this once they start to rebel. Once you pass those initial few months and the locks start to lock, they don't look anything like this. It took my locks 5 years to get to the point to where they compressed, and they began to compress like this and grow in like this. Previous, my hair was really bouffant. Not only that, I had a lot of unevenness. I had a whole lot of different stuff going on with my locks before they actually compressed. But going through that journey, I had to accept what I looked like. And depending upon where you start in your journey, your locks can be very short. You have the plucked chicken look before they fill in. So you become very well aware of how much of your attention previously you spent concerned about what other people thought or how you looked for other people. And you begin to turn that on its head, and you begin to have to focus more on how I feel about myself and who I am, and not being a prisoner to what other people think, because in your mind you may be saying my hair looks crazy. So it puts you on a spiritual journey. Number 5 or 6 I think, it helps you to accept who you are as a beautiful woman of color with kinky hair, and with so many options for natural styling. It really helps you to have a greater appreciation for your own natural beauty. And because of that, it can begin to shift you in terms of the other things that you begin to take more the other things you begin to take more seriously, or you begin to become more interested in as well, such as eating healthier. Maybe you decide you are in the space of becoming more natural. You may even change your preference for organic foods, integrating those into your diet. You may change the fabrics that you wear. You can have an entire spiritual epiphany, going deeper within yourself and your roots, and really claiming your identity and feeling beautiful in your blackness and your abundance, and really have a beautiful appreciation for all the amazing things that your hair can do and how beautiful it is, coming from a paradigm of relaxing your hair, maybe even, wearing fake hair. And you do that if you want to do it. That's nobody's business but your own. But what I'm saying is, you begin to understand the abundance of your blackness, of your Africanness, and you begin to claim that, and you begin to enjoy feeling that you are more natural, and that your own hair can be so amazingly beautiful and low maintenance. And that brings me to number 7. One of the main benefits is that it is low maintenance. Now, you hear me talk about on my channel more recently that it's not as low maintenance as I thought it was initially. It is not even as low maintenance now as it was 2 years ago, because I'm taking more time to unmarry my locks. I'm taking more time to investigate my locks. I retighten my locks at the top. I do various things so that I don't deal with thinning issues and perhaps potential balding down the line. So it's requiring a little bit more of me, but overall, it's very low maintenance. Other than occasionally braiding and banding when I wash, which I will still do sometimes, even after having my locks for as long as I have. Other than that, and spraying on my beautiful Miracle Grow oil, and just, it smells so delicious, y'all. Got to give it a try. Shout out to all the beautiful women who have, and you will see this stuff makes your hair. It detangles it and flattens it so quickly. I mean, it makes it soft. It gets rid of the frizzes. But anyway, totally low maintenance. No perms. no everyday styling. You get your hair retightened, depending upon who you are, anywhere from 7 weeks to maybe 11 weeks or 10 weeks. I don't suggest any routine that has you in there more than that. I don't think it's necessarily the best for your hair, but that too can actually vary depending upon your particular hair's needs, the quality of your retightenings, and some other things that I mentioned in previous videos that I've done within the last 2 to 3 months. So the fact that it's low maintenance, you don't have to worry about swimming. You don't have to worry about working out. You don't have to worry about the rain. I haven't had an umbrella in over 9.5 years. I don't need an umbrella. What do I need an umbrella for, right? So it's low maintenance. It requires so little. Your hair now is really an afterthought, with the exception of the 3 to 4 or 5 hours that you may spend during a retightening. It's amazing. Number 8, your hair is going to grow faster. It may thicken. I feel that most people will agree that your hair will thicken. It will give more volume and more body to your hair. But because you're not losing hair at the rate that you might have been when doing a lot of styling and putting a lot of chemicals and so forth in your hair is going to be healthier, okay, which means you're going to have more shine. Now, a lot of this we know is dead hair, okay, but when we talk about the health of our hair, I mean, you can look and you can see shine. You don't see dryness. You don't see brittle, and this is because I am taking care of my hair, and of course I'm using my, Melanin Magic Miracle Grow. But the point is that my hair is happier. These are my spiritual antennas, right? They have experiences. They have my life, my story is in my hair. So I'm carrying all of me with me, and the hair is just abundant. So you get to see how fast your hair actually grows as a woman of color, and you get to debunk the myths that our hair does not grow fast. Our hair grows as fast as any other cultures, mostly, with the exception of the things and the habits that we may have and the things that we may do that may cause our hair not to grow. So there are really so many benefits to having the Microlocks or the sister locks, in terms of low maintenance, in terms of the money that you can save for the duration of the investment that you may make in your hair, the ease with which the hair is to manage, and the fact that you wake up beautiful each and every morning. So if you are on the fence about whether or not you want to get Microlocks or sister locks, consider your decision made. You will never look back. I always say this, and I'll say this for the length of time that I continue to have my locks, and that is, I've never regretted this decision. It was the best decision of my life. I would do it again in a second. I would do it again. I would do it again. I would do it again. And if you haven't done it, you should definitely do it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, share, or comment. Please see me on my other YouTube channel, Butterfly Transformations, for more spiritual content. Everything is spiritual. Spirituality is everything. We talk about relationships. We talk about passion and purpose. We talk about a whole lot of stuff that has to do with up-leveling and taking your life to the next level so that you can really be your best self, your best, most happy, most balanced, most healthy self. So you're with Tanisha Ali of Tanisha's Beauty Tips, Potpourri, and Locks. And I hope to see you again for another video. If you haven't purchased my book, Manifesting Your Masterpiece, on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, make sure you do that. I appreciate all your support. Thanks to the thousands of you guys from here, from the other channels, and some of my other platforms for purchasing the book. Thank you very much for your support. I would love to hear what you're getting from the book. Many of you have given some commentary as to that. Please don't forget to go back and do a 5-star review on Amazon.